Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 37. My name is Jason Erpelding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and buyandsellDVC.com.
And today is October 20th. So your 11-month window at your home resort is going to be September 20th, 2022. Your 7-month window is going to be May 20th, 2022. As always, if you're looking for availability to rent some points, you want to go to DVC-Rental. Remember the dash to save the cash. If you're looking to sell a Disney Vacation Club property or purchase a Disney Vacation Club property, you want to go to buyandsellDVC.com. So I think we're going to start out this episode with some information. I believe you just returned from a destination, correct?
Yep, I just returned from my first Disney cruise on the Disney Dream. I'm wearing my special little Disney Cruise Line shirt that I got. It was a lot of fun.
So the audience wants to know, they want to hear. Because personally, I have not been on a cruise since everything happened in March of 2020. I'm sure others are in the same situation. So we need to hear the details. I know this is DVC Rental, Buy and Sell DVC, but of course DVC-Rental does some stuff with the cruises. So
yeah, we're a Disney travel agent, so we can do cruises as well. And we also offer a cruise swap program where if you're a DVC member, you can rent out your points and we can take all of the money that instead of sending it to you, we can apply that directly to a Disney cruise for you. So you get to avoid the 1099. But this was the first cruise we've done since the pandemic as well. I'm also be comparing it to Royal Caribbean. I've done Royal Caribbean and Carnival in the past, and the most recent one was Royal Caribbean, which I did in 2019, which we had a really nice time on, and we're actually going to be doing Royal Caribbean next month as well. Everything's a little bit different because of COVID. When you pull up
let's. How many days was it? Who all went?
Okay.
How many rooms did you get?
Well, there's my family of four, so we only had one room. We had a family-sized veranda room, which means you have a balcony, looking outside, which was very nice. And the Disney ships are a little bit larger than regular ships, like the square footage of the room. So room was decent sized. It's still relatively small. It's a cruise ship. But so four of us, that was the room we were on. We were on the 8th deck. And things are different, a little different now, is that everybody, as of right now, because anything could change going forward, but as of at least right now, and at least I think for the next few months, every single person over 12 years old has to be vaccinated to go on, right now, I know at least Royal Caribbean and Disney Cruise. And if you're under 12, which I do have one that's under 12, so what you have to do is you have to take a COVID test between 3 days to 1 day prior to arriving. And then when everybody gets to the port, you pull up in your car. They have a medical person come over and they give you individual tests, and you have to swab and do everything in front of them. They watch you put it in the tube and you give it to them. So all four of us had to take a COVID test once you get there. They then told us, okay, go up one level, park there. You get a notification within 30 to 60 minutes. They'll let you know that you're cleared to go, and then you just walk across the gangway and go over to the ship. And sat there, everything went really smooth. Took our COVID test after about 30 minutes or so. We went on the website and we saw that we were all now set to cleared to board. So we just went up one level, parked, walked over to the cruise line. And I'm guessing this is somewhat because of COVID. The capacity on the ship, we were told this was the largest amount of people that they've had on the Disney Dream so far since they've reopened. And we were at about 2,000 people, which is about half of what Disney has on that ship normally. So it was very, very light. Once we were cleared, we walked over to the main building. And there was nobody in there. We just walked right on and pretty much onto the ship. There was a lot of times the cruise lines, there's long lines you got to wait for. It could be an hour while you're waiting, and they've got different, I guess based on what level Castaway Club member you are, you could board a little faster. We just walked almost directly right on the ship. Super, super simple. I can't say enough how easy that was. And same with disembarkation when we left the ship. Super, super simple. We were early to get off. We waited 2 minutes in the line before we were off. Literally walked right up through, what's it called? When they're clearing you to come back in the country, not security.
Customs?
Like immigrant customs, yeah. We walked literally right up to customs. Not a single person, waiting in front of us. It was super, super simple. I'm guessing most of that's because of the lower capacity and everything. But everything was super, super smooth.
So my questions are, is normally you go on a cruise, You go get your breakfast, you grab your waffles. Everyone's grabbing everything. So I'm curious how that works. Is that all different now, or?
It's different. Right now, I think the only buffet that's open where you're using like tongs to grab your stuff is Boma, and I know that's the case that they definitely are. I don't know if anybody else has switched over to that as well. But on the cruise lines, they still have the cast members sitting there and getting the food for you. So you just tell them what you want, and they get it for you. One of the really nice things about Disney Cruise Line is that on this ship that they have a cold section, and they have, again, this is just in the buffet, unlimited, big peel and eat shrimp, and also like Jonas crab claws, so like big crab claws, which you don't normally see in many cruise lines. So that was a really nice option to have, but they get everything for you. Mickey waffles, just be aware, as we found this out, are only available in the restaurants for breakfast. There are no Mickey waffles on the buffet, so something to be cautious about, because the Mickey waffles there were really, really great. Another interesting one is that when we had one of the breakfasts, we had regular Belgian waffle. My wife ordered it, and I ordered the Mickey waffle. The Belgian waffle was cold and like a hockey puck. And when they came over and talking to us about it, we mentioned that, and they were like, yeah, all the Belgian waffles we have brought in from an outside company, and then we just quickly heat them up for you. The Mickey waffles we make, by hand, like right here in front of you. So that's why their Belgian waffles were horrible, but their Mickey waffles were absolutely fantastic and fluffy and warm and absolutely wonderful.
Was there characters all over the?
That's definitely one of the big things. I was a little surprised is that there were a lot of characters all over the place. Every time we went into the main atrium, there were characters up above us, or sometimes right on that level as well. But I'd say almost every single time we went in the atrium area, there were characters around. So I'm not a big character guy. It's just not my thing. But I mean, if you're looking for characters, Disney did an absolutely fantastic job with having multiple characters out.
He's not a big character guy until he sees Mickey, and then I'm sure a big smile comes on his face.
Well, I got yelled at for hugging him because they won't let you hug them anymore. They're roped off just like they kind of are around here. They're roped off, and you can kind of stand in front of them, and they'll yell at you if you try to hug Mickey. But it was absolutely great. A lot of times they're wearing Halloween outfits as well. So I mean, this is one of the Halloween cruises. It's the Halloween on the high seas, which was pretty good. They had some cool decoration up, a cool tree that has jack-o'-lanterns that are lit up hanging from them. I was told that the Christmas one's even better, which is good. I thought maybe there could be a little more theming on the ship, but I mean, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we enjoyed it. One of the issues is with COVID and everything is that they canceled the sail away party. They canceled the pirates party. Like anytime that they were expecting big groups of people to go together, those events were getting canceled because of where we are right now. So,
and then for the new viewers, your two boys, they're how old again?
They're 14, just turned 14 on this cruise.
Oh, nice.
14 and 11.
Okay. And plenty of things for them to do, or?
That's a great question. And just so you know, we don't plan this stuff in advance. That's a great question, because I wasn't sure if my 14-year-old was going to have enough stuff to do, because he's kind of like in a middle age where I'm going, he may not appreciate this. But they had the kids club there, and while there's not a ton of stuff to do in the kids club when you're 14, what they do is both my kids would go there, and they met people who were their age, and then they were able to go do stuff on the ship together. They're allowed to, we have them that they could sign out and leave, but they're playing in the kids club, playing ping pong, watching movies, and then they'd say, let's go get ice cream, and they were able to leave the club and go get ice cream. One of the days they kind of texted each other on the Navigator app, whatever, where they could chat with each other, and they said, hey, let's go watch Shang-Chi in the theaters, because it's a Disney cruise. They show first-run films, so they're showing Shang-Chi right now. So they all met up and went to the theater together to go watch the movie. So my kids had an absolute blast.
Nice. And water slides?
They have one basic water slide going into the pool, but also with the Disney Dream, they also have the aqueduct, which my son Tyler and I did. He's the 11-year-old. And we had to wait about, I'd say, somewhere between 30 and 40 minutes in line to do the aqueduct.
Even with only 2,000?
That's the thing. It was a 30-minute wait or so, even with only half capacity on the ship. So when it's full capacity, I can't imagine what that line is like. But it was fun. It wasn't like it's anything amazing. It's a little slower than you picture. It's slower than any of the water parks around here. You're just sitting there going through it. It was fun. There was one part that when we hit something, it just stopped, jolted us forward for a second, where I probably actually yelled out ugh, but I just hit it. But I mean, it was fun. It's over really quick. I thought the ride was gonna be longer. Maybe because I guess it seems like it goes slower. I don't know, but it was over quick. I was like, I was hoping it was gonna go a little bit longer when it ended. So I mean, it was fun. It wasn't amazing, but it was definitely fun to do. And I would have gone on again. If there was no lines, I definitely would have done it again. It was enjoyable.
And no casinos, of course, right?
No casinos on the Disney ship.
So you can save your money. You don't have to worry about, should I hit on 16 or, save your money there.
No casinos, no arcades either, which I was surprised about.
No
the
arcades for the kids, really?
Yeah, because on the Royal Caribbean ships, they've got some gigantic arcades that my kids could play at. There were no arcades there.
Is there any particular reason on that, or just?
I don't know.
Okay.
There were no arcades, no gambling. They were just normally. I think the Disney ships run 2 shows at a time. They were only doing the Beauty and the Beast show, which was really, really good. We actually saw that twice. We left during the second performance because there was an issue on stage, and I guess they have doors that kind of go up and they lift the performers up, and it went up part way, and one of the ladies, the cart got caught and ship from Mrs. Potts and ship fell over onto the ground, and she had to get him off stage. They had they postponed the show for a little while. At that point, we'd already seen it, and it was getting late. It was our last night, and we'd already done it before, so we said, let's just get out of here. But there was not a lot of people in the theaters. The show, the first time we saw it, absolutely fantastic. I mean, they did a great job. The performers were wonderful. I mean, it was by far the best entertainment I've seen on any ship that I've been on.
And show times like 7 p.m. and 9:30, or
they normally have them. I guess pretty much when like the 2 different seatings are. So like a 5:30 show where we had a 5:55 dinner, so we couldn't do that one. So then they start the next show at like 8:30 at night.
Okay.
When the next dinner is like 8 to 8:30 ish. So we kept doing the later shows because that's really the only one we could attend. And the show was absolutely fantastic. They did a great job.
And anything major different with hand washing? I know on all the ships I would say washy.
Yeah, there's not a huge difference with the hand washing. I mean, when you still walk in, there are sanitizers all over the ship. A lot of times, when you do go into, that's a good point. When you go into any single one of the shops, you're only allowed to have a certain amount of people in the shop at a time, so they'll keep a line outside. Some of the shops had to hit that capacity and you had to wait a couple minutes. Other times you didn't. But every time you go in the shop, you are encouraged to use the hand sanitizer before you go in any shop. And as always on the cruise lines, before you eat, you have to go and wash your hands. They've got the washing stations there. So I mean, the cruise lines, I guess, are always worried about bacteria and stuff with norovirus and everything. So it wasn't a huge leap forward for them with keeping everything clean. So Disney did a fantastic job with keeping everything clean. And on the aqueduct, I just mentioned before we even got on the raft, they come up in a conveyor belt, and the cast member takes the raft and puts it on the conveyor belt, and the first thing they do is they wipe down the handles and right around the handles to make sure that's nice and clean for the person getting on. So Disney's doing an absolutely fantastic job with trying to keep everything clean for you. And
is there like a capacity on the pools, or is that?
Yep, on the pools there is a capacity. I mean, normally, I'd say, the pools are not very big. I'd say almost like the size of my pool here, which is not that big. And you've got like 60 people climbing on top of each other normally. Right now, I think they've got down maybe like 15 people in the pool at once, and there's a line of people who are waiting to get into the pool or the hot tub as well. And after, I don't know what it is, like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, they play like a little bell, and everybody in the pool is expected to get out, and they move the next ones in. So they're doing a job to keep everybody safe and keep everybody as socially distanced as you can. I mean, when you're in a pool or you're on a cruise ship, it's kind of hard to stay socially distanced. But that's also one of the reasons that they want everybody to be vaccinated and have tests prior to getting on.
This reminds me of last summer when a bunch of people were going to the resorts when nobody was there and then had to place themselves. Now you're going on a cruise when it's only, half capacity. So
yeah, it still felt busy at points, and other times it felt really, really light. There were some times I went down to the lobby and there's nobody in the whole lobby. I'm like, wow, this is pleasant. I mean, I guess it's different. Some people may feel that it's sad, but I mean, for just a regular person, I mean,
if I went on a ship and I was the only family there, I'd be okay with it.
That's the same. Like same thing with the parks. It's like when the parks first opened, we live locally, so we were at the parks within the first couple days, and there was nobody around. And I thought it was absolutely wonderful. And I've heard all these other people going, oh, it's so weird. I hate this. And I'm going, no, I want to be able to walk up onto any ride that I want and not have to wait 20 minutes or so. I mean, I absolutely loved it and took advantage of it.
So I don't know if I should ask this question or not. Was there any negatives or anything is there anything that people should be aware of? We'll say.
Besides the price, which Disney charges an arm.
Because remember, the waffle part was very important. We got to order the Mickey waffles.
Don't order the Belgian waffle, okay. Mickey waffles.
So remember that one. Write that down. That's
the main difference. Besides the price, the Disney cruises are like we're doing a Royal Caribbean cruise next month, and for the same exact room and for almost double the amount of days, we're paying about a third of the price. So there's a big upcharge with Disney. which was expected. The main issue, and what's going to probably definitely help prevent me from going back on a Disney cruise anytime soon, is that like on Royal Caribbean, my whole family, 4 of us, we could get unlimited internet for the 4 of us for $15 per day. And my kids could go on YouTube and they could stream whatever they want, no problems. And, we can work and do our stuff, no issues. But with Disney, they do it by, you pay by the megabyte. Or you could get the 1 gig plan, which we got. It's $89 for 1 gig. And we had to tell my kids, no phones. I wasn't able to do any of my work so much as, we just had 1 laptop going at one time. And we were going through a gig a day still. I mean, if I was on Facebook doing work or any social media, I'd probably be going through a gig every 20 minutes. And the kids, if they're streaming YouTube, they'd be going through a gig every 20, 30 minutes or so. So, I mean, if it was the same as a Royal Caribbean cruise, we'd be going through $1,000 a day probably in internet. So that was a huge, huge issue. Like if you work from home, you own your own business, or you have to do stuff online, the internet stuff is really, really bad with Disney. Royal Caribbean is so much nicer. I mean, this did force my kids not to go on the internet.
I was going to say, the positive is if you don't have to use the internet, it's going to force you to get away from that.
And that wasn't bad. My kids were absolutely fine with it, and that worked out well. But for me, it hurt a lot more because again, a lot of my day is spent on social media trying to advertise and reach out and talking with people, and I couldn't do any of that because of this. So it really, I felt really out of it, coming back, and I'm like, I don't know what's happened in the last 3 days. What's going on in the world? Because I was barely online at all just because I'd be blowing through $100 every 20 minutes or so. So that part, I just wish Disney would do something about that. And I've heard that Disney is aware of this complaint and they are working on it, or something. I'd heard that possibly like their ships can't handle the unlimited internet, so that's why they purposely reduce it. I don't know, but that was really tough. I will also mention, because we haven't talked about it, Castaway Cay, which is Disney's private island. We did the Stingray tour and snorkeling. That was, I think it was $56 or so. That was absolutely fantastic. Had a great time. You feed the stingrays, and then you're able to snorkel with them, and there's fish everywhere. And they've got, I think, 52 or 53 stingrays in this special little pen that they've got netted off in the ocean. And it was just...
Are you walking out there with them? Doing the stingray shuffle?
Yep, doing the stingray. That's exactly what they call it, the stingray shuffle. You don't want to be stepping on them. You have to kind of shuffle your feet as to not step on the stingrays. But they also let us know that they said that their barbs are kind of like a fingernail, and you clip them, so they have had their barbs clipped a little bit so that they can't poke you and you can't get the venom in you. So it's absolutely safe. It doesn't hurt the stingrays. They just clip the barbs every now and then, I guess, and they keep you from getting injured.
It's very safe.
Yep. Castaway Cay, I mean, I've heard amazing things about it in the past. I mean, I know Royal Caribbean has Coco Cay, which is their version. Castaway Cay was just pretty much a beach and like some like little 3 shops to shop in. Whereas like Coco Cay, which is Royal Caribbean's, they have a big giant pool there. They have a huge water park. There's like a lot more stuff built up on there. So I was supposed to go Coco Cay in 2019. However, it was canceled because it happened to be during the hurricane and we couldn't hit Coco Cay. But we're supposed to be going next month. And it just seems like Coco Cay's a lot more advanced than Castaway Cay. Castaway Cay was built first, so I'm thinking just, it's one of those things that they built it first, and then others have kind of built stuff and said, oh, we could do this better, we could add more stuff on, where Castaway Cay, you can't really do that because it's already, there. But I mean, overall, we really, really enjoyed the ship. Disney does a very good job. The cast members were absolutely wonderful. It's just the price of the Disney Cruise Line is high, but you do get good quality stuff. And I'd say, and the internet. I also mentioned that for some reason, Disney, if you're watching this, the desserts on your ship were subpar. They were all undersweetened. They didn't have a lot of taste. They felt like they had like a third of the amount of sugar that they were supposed to have. It's just the main meals themselves were absolutely fantastic, but the desserts left us lacking. And when you go on a Disney cruise or any cruise, a lot of times you're thinking about the food and you're thinking about all those beautifully done desserts. I mean, if I had to score most of them, almost all of them would probably fall under a 5, like below par, 4s, 3s. Not great. Disney could do a lot better on that. But I mean, otherwise, it was a great trip. It was a great cruise. The cast members were wonderful. Characters everywhere. I mean, we had a great time. The weather wasn't perfect. There was a lot of overcast times and a little bit of rain. But I mean, everything was great. No real rocking on the ship. Can't complain at all. Just a little expensive. internet things, but if you don't care about the internet, it's really not an issue to you.
Does Disney have like a cookie time when they bring out cookies in the afternoon? Or?
They do not. One of the other good question though, because this leads into, I forgot, one of the really nice benefits that Disney Cruise Line has that Royal Caribbean does not, is that you get free room service. Royal Caribbean, you have to pay for the room service unless you're staying in a suite. Disney, free room service, which means, and I've read everybody does this, at the end of the day, they go back, they're hanging out in their rooms, you call room service, you order the cookies, and you ask for them to be heated. So they bring you nice big warmed chocolate chip cookies and oatmeal raisin cookies. They have other foods too, buffalo wings and all stuff, which honestly, we didn't even get any of that. It's at the end of the day, we'd already stuffed completely, but we did it every single night, ask for nice warm cookies to be, delivered to the room. And within about 20 to 30 minutes, room service was there. Disney, all the service on Disney was absolutely fantastic. We had great servers. I mean, there's nothing to complain about at all. Disney did a fantastic job with everything.
And so you mentioned at the beginning, like if someone wants to book this through DVC-Rental, or you mentioned the cruise swap, do you want to explain that some?
Well,
this is turning into the cruise episode, but that's okay because this is breaking news here.
Yep. So if you're a DVC member and you're thinking of doing a cruise and renting out your points, if you go to DVC-Rental.com, put in the dash to save the cash, there's a little button on there that says cruise swap. You just click on that and you tell us exactly what you're looking to rent out and what type of cruise you're looking to book. If you're looking to just book a cruise, I would say the easiest way is to reach out to me on social media or send me an email at Scott, S-C-O-T-T, at DVC-Rental.com. Let us know what you're looking to book, because a lot of times we don't, on the DVC rental site, we don't really mention anything about the cruises so much besides the cruise swap, or, we could book regular, non-DVC rooms as well, which is not normally what we push, but we can do all this stuff for you. We're all in one-stop shop. We do it all in one place. So feel free to reach out to me with any cruise stuff, or again, if you're doing a cruise swap, just hit that cruise swap button on our website. And that's, again, if you're a DVC member looking to rent out your points, don't want to get 1099, we can apply that directly to a cruise for you.
Fantastic. So I will tell you, I don't know. Our director's not right here to know how long we've been going on. I don't know. But I think
it's been a long time.
I think we better go into your food review.
Let's do food review, and then we've got to just kill it at that. We're going over here.
I'm guessing you just spent 12 minutes, but I'm just guessing.
More. I think it's more. All right.
Hopefully you'll give me a signal here in a minute.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
So for the food review, a couple weeks ago, I went to Chef Art Smith's Homecoming at Disney Springs. And we got a couple different things to try, but the one I'm doing today, and which I thought was the best thing that Chef Art Smith had, was the thigh-high biscuits for $16. You get 3 biscuits topped with Chef Art Smith's famous fried chicken thighs, bread and butter pickles, drizzled with hot honey. One thing to point out, that when they say hot honey, it's actually a little spicy. It's for not just temperature, it's the heat of it. It's a little spicy. I enjoyed them. The kick was probably the top of what my wife likes. She doesn't like spicy at all, but she still ate them and enjoyed them. These were really, really good. They give you nice cheddar biscuits, are thick. I mean, this is an appetizer. I mean, you can very easily order this as your main meal. You get 3 of them. I mean, they're pretty hefty, and this is a full meal. I give this an 8.3. These are really, really good, and I would definitely get these again. Again, I'm going to cover some other stuff from Art Smith's in a future episode. Didn't score as highly as this, but we were really happy with this. And again, service at Art Smith's, I don't remember the name of our waiter. We had a fantastic waiter as well, who made some suggestions for us. And again, all Disney, I mean, typically top of the line client, service with Disney. So very, very happy with them.
What was the score? I'm sorry?
That was an 8.3. Thigh-high chicken biscuits. They're big. They come with these big cheddar biscuits, like thick. Oh, it was really, really good. I'm getting hungry.
So one thing I just want to mention on the buy and sell side, if you're done, are you done?
Oh yeah, I'm done. I just wasn't sure if you have enough time. I talk too much.
I just want to mention on the buy and sell side, because when you make an offer on the buy and sell side, so you click make an offer on the listing and you fill out the information, be advised you're going to get an email back from us confirming the offer. So when we send that back to you, if you want to change, like some people say, oh, I actually wanted to do this for the offer, you can respond with the names that we're looking for, the email addresses, and say, well, actually, I wanted to do this for my offer, or that offer is correct. Or you can say, hey, you can let the sellers know this is my best offer. If it doesn't work out, I want to make the same offer on this listing. So, because lately we've been getting a lot of questions that say, what if we want to do this? What if we want to do that? And we always tell them, listen, if whatever you click, you're always going to get an email from us to confirm the offer. So you can make any necessary adjustments to your offer if you want, or you can add any, when you respond to the email, you can definitely let us know, hey, you can let the seller know this is the best offer, or you can let the seller know, hey, if they accept, I want these points banked because I already know I'm not going to go. So I just want to let you know, when you click make an offer, it's not like we're going to reach out to the seller and you're never going to hear from us. We're going to send you an email so you can look it over, confirm everything, and respond. And then once you respond, that's when we reach out to the seller, present the offer, and then we'll find out if they accept, counter, say they're firm at their price.
Nice. I want to make an offer on some of these chicken biscuits right now. I'm getting hungry.
Sounds like a plan. So thanks for tuning in. Remember now, Scott can help you out if you want to book a cruise. If you go on the Disney cruise, be sure to get the the Mickey waffles, not the Belgian waffles. And it sounds like right now, everything seems pretty safe. A lot of hand washing, and they're gonna get the food yourself, so you don't have 2,000 people touching the same tongs to get the same waffles. So
yeah, Disney's doing a fantastic job. There's nothing I try to be as honest as I can with everything, with the food reviews, with what I don't like about the Disney Cruise Lines. I have to say Disney doing a bang-up job with trying to keep me and my family safe, and everybody else. They've done a great job.
He's back. He looks safe. It looks like
I look plump. I gained 3 days. I gained 5 pounds on that cruise.
Getting on the ship sounded easy. Getting off the ship sounded easy.
That was a delight. That was a delight.
Wonderful. So it might be a good time to take a Disney cruise while it's not full.
It's a great time. If you're able to, now is a great time with it being at half capacity or so. Get on that Disney cruise.
All right, we'll see you next week. And be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you.